Designing conditional access policies in Microsoft Entra ID is a powerful way to protect access to apps and data. But with great power comes great planning. Before diving into implementation, it's essential to consider a few design principles to avoid locking out users, creating overly complex policies, or introducing security gaps. Let's unpack the quick guide to conditional access design considerations. See, before jumping into conditional access, you need to clearly understand who is using your environment and how they are using it. Start by identifying the different types of users like employees, guests, partners, admins, and service accounts. Then map out which applications they access, whether they are cloud-based, hybrid, or on-prem apps federated to the cloud. Pay attention to how and where users typically sign in, from corporate devices, personal laptops, mobile phones, or unknown networks. This foundation will help you create targeted policies that align with real-world usage. You should be clear about what you are trying to achieve with conditional access. Are you aiming to reduce risk by enforcing multi-factor authentication? Do you want to block access from untrusted locations or unmanaged devices? Perhaps you are trying to restrict legacy protocols or ensure only compliant devices access sensitive apps. When you define your goals upfront, it becomes easier to choose the right conditions and controls. Without clear objectives, your conditional policies can become inconsistent or too restrictive, which can lead to unnecessary user friction. Rather than applying the same policy to everyone, you should segment users and applications based on their risk level and importance. Start by protecting high privilege accounts like administrators. They are often the top targets for attackers. Then focus on critical applications that contain sensitive or business essential data. Use Entra ID groups or roles to organize your users and apply policies selectively. This approach will help keep things manageable and lets you tighten security where it matters most without overwhelming everyone else. Conditional access will let you define the when and where of policy enforcement. So you should be thoughtful about the conditions you choose. Decide if you want to trigger policies based on sign-in risk, device state, platform type, location, or client application. For example, you might want to allow access from corporate networks, but challenge access from unfamiliar countries. Each condition you add increases precision, but also complexity. So balance your need for security with a smooth user experience. Once you have defined the conditions, think about how you want to control access. You can require MFA, enforce device compliance, demand an app protection policy, or even block access entirely. You shouldn't default to the strictest controls for everyone. Instead, tailor the level of protection to the scenario. For instance, requiring MFA for a global admin is essential, but it might be overkill for accessing a public internal portal. You want your access control to be strong, but also practical for day-to-day operations. You should never roll out conditional access policies blindly. Use the report-only mode to simulate how your policies would behave without actually enforcing them. This lets you see what impact your rules would have on a real sign-ins. Review sign-ins logs to understand how users are being affected and adjust your configurations as needed. Then pilot the policies with a small group before applying them organization-wide. This will help you catch problems early and avoid disruptions for end users. Always prepare for the worst case scenario by setting up emergency access or break glass accounts. These accounts should be excluded from all conditional access policies and use only when regular access is disrupted. You should secure these accounts with strong passwords, monitor them closely, and limit who has access to them. Think of these as your safety nets. If something goes wrong, you will need a reliable way to get back into the system and fix it. Conditional access isn't something you set and forget. You should regularly review your policies to ensure they still align with your business needs, user behavior, and threat landscape. Microsoft provides insights and recommendation in the Entra Admin Center that can help you identify gaps or improvements. Make it a habit to update policies as your environment evolves. Whether you are adding new apps, onboarding new users, or responding to emerging security threats, think of it as continuous improvement for your access strategy. Bottom line, designing conditional access policies is all about finding the right balance between security and usability. By taking the time to understand your environment, set clear objectives, segment users, and test thoroughly, you set yourself up for a smooth rollout. Don't forget to prepare for emergencies and review your policies regularly. Because in security, staying still is falling behind. Plan smart, test carefully, and adapt often.